Well, I'm pleased that you are taking time to hear a little Trinity history here on our 90th anniversary. And I've been told clearly to keep this short, so please hang on with me. Marlis and I have only been members here for a little over 30 years, so we're sort of in the newbie category. But written records indicate some very interesting facts spread over the full 90, and I will share some of them. One of the key things that comes through is that Trinity has had many challenges, and we have endured and we have overcome. Many positives in there, though, have included the fact that enduring friendships have been established, families grew up together, support's been given to each other, including in times of great grief. There's been mission trips, celebrations of joy, great music. Spiritual lives have been shaped. And it's my prayer and hope that this can continue so that we can build our faith, share questions, endure challenges, and for sure to share joys together. And there are many reasons for hope here, and I think it's a good time for reimagination. So I've got 7 more charts for you. In 1917, a letter was written by a group to the Synod saying, hey, I think we want to form a congregation. And then there were some challenges right away. World War I to end all wars. Spanish flu hit, which was a big killer. And that was really COVID-19 without technology. But in 1932, Trinity was established. And it's said that they met for Christmas Eve in the Oddfellows Lodge. And when the members entered, it was 22 degrees inside. There must have been a hellfire and brimstone sermon because it was 55 by the end of the service. And then there was more challenge. Had the big depression of the 30s and World War II. But in 1940, members dug a basement and they secured and moved a building for $872 and 2 bottles of scotch. I call that out-of-the-box creative Lutheran financing. In 1952, the present 7 acres that we have here were purchased, and the lower level building was put together with some furnishings for $40,000. In 1962, a sanctuary was dedicated. 1969, Pastor Dick Erickson arrived. I think of him as the builder. He was known as a caring pastor who had an incredible ability to remember faces and names. He recruited Marlis and I. In 1989, added office and education space was provided, and the sanctuary was rotated. 2001, following 2 Joel committees and a lot of discussion with members, it was decided to embark on a Because of You campaign to reduce a $1 million debt load. And then another challenge. 9/11 occurred. It was a shock. It was not a great time for fundraising. But in 2007, we dedicated 19,000 more square feet, plus the Great Hall downstairs, more preschool space. I think we added an aha feature to the sanctuary, and hope. And we had a 75th celebration. There's some great storyboards that have been displayed, and I hope you still get a chance to look at those to tell a little bit of that path. Then in 2019, and it seemed like it went on forever, there was another challenge with COVID-19. And we lost some discipline and the benefit of worshiping together in person. And unfortunately, we lost some members. But now in 2022, we've got Pastor Adam and Ann with us. And this certainly goes in the positive column. I think we should consider calling them the double A's. I'm going to show the pastors on a chart, but I want to emphasize we're not showing a lot of the part-timers early on, and we're not showing all the interims. I want to dwell just for a moment again on Dick Erickson. He was here for 24 years. And when Dick joined Trinity, he was younger than our youthful Pastor Adam was when he came just a year ago. I could talk a lot about pastors, but I just want to say I personally have felt very blessed by Dick Erickson, Mark Nelson, Linda Lund, Kent Grosser, Tom Olson, and Brian Froggatt. And now we've got the double A's. In 1932, we had 41 charter members, 357, 650, and 62. But the thing that I hope you can notice is that on the curve or the height of the bars on memberships, we've done pretty well in the middle years, but it would be nice to see this membership curve turn up again. I see a lot of building going on around. Individual families, multi-family housing, assisted living. It seems like it's a good mission field for recruiting more members. A sobering point I need to share with you, and you may know, but our Christian churches in our country are struggling today. Many congregations are now smaller and getting smaller, and some have folded. Quite a few have folded. So let's keep Trinity as a great resource in our community and with outreach and for each other. A couple quick comments on this budget chart. In 1933, our annual budget is reported to have been $517.56. Pretty well dominated by a total of $300 per year for the part-time pastor. Again, I'd just like you to see the shape of the curve that we have here. I'd like to see this lip up again. Our budget in 2022 was about $1.2 million. 2023, I'm sure, will be a challenge for us, and so it's up to you. I hope you filled out your promise cards or are filling them out. We'd like to keep this place vibrant. I personally like to think of Trinity as a community center, a provider of urgent care, spiritual care, and outreach, and a place of joy. It's absolutely stimulating to see the new initiatives like summer nights and small groups. And we're also blessed with Shift and Trinity Preschool, Wednesday nights, great music, stimulating youth programs, and I have just heard some new data on good numbers for the youth. That's encouraging. Trinitarians, and I'm sure I've missed some stuff for y'all. In conclusion, just a few things I think are important to remember. I certainly respect personal meditation and study, but at least Marlis and I have found it very important to have togetherness. And it's critical to be blessed with true friends. And I want to emphasize people like we have at Trinity in times of deep grief, like when we Jensons lost 4 members of our family a few years ago. I relate to Psalm 122. Please read that. In conclusion, I just want to say it's exciting to see the young kids come up front for the children's sermons, to hear of the youth activities, to see the cadre of young adults moving into leadership responsibility, and some of us who are just starting to turn a little bit gray, still contributing a little bit. I see a lot of energy in our narthex. A person that I respected who knew stuff about church said, "You can really tell the health of a congregation by measuring the decibels in the narthex." And I'll tell you what, folks, ours is a good, noisy narthex. So in conclusion, I think it's a hopeful time. I think it's a time for reimagination. And thanks a lot for listening.